Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the DC fan page that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this story. So we are continuing our run of Wonder Woman by John Byrne. I've covered every single issue. Feel free to check the playlist. If you missed any, I started with 101. So we have covered his first year, and now we are starting year number 2. John Byrne had a nice little run with Wonder Woman, and so here we go. Great cover. I love this period of John Byrne. I love these thick inks. This version of John Byrne is my absolute favorite version. Great cover. So this is Inkslinger generation or era of John Byrne, and I absolutely love it. Love the way he does the hair. Love the way he just everything. This 90s version of John Byrne is to me hands down the best version of John Byrne, and it's my favorite. I just the way he inks himself in these issues. We start out with the title page. Are you out of your minds? I forgot. That's the mom. It's Casey's mom. I forgot her name. So it's just the living room of the Sandsmark residence one summer evening in Gateway City. Isn't it bad enough that Cassandra almost got killed trying to help fight that virtual clone of Doomsday? Are you really going to stand there and tell me that you think she should be allowed to continue this lunacy? Cassandra acquitted herself admirably in that battle, Helena. So Helena was her name. She has fine instincts and native cunning. With the proper training, she could be a superb warrior. And Casey's like, yeah. So I don't believe I'm hearing this. When Julia Capitella suggested I give you a job at the museum, she didn't mention you tried to turn her daughter, Vanessa, into a junior Amazon. Since I did not, but only because circumstances never arose. Jason, am I wrong in this? Am I missing some significant point? I would say not, Helena. It seems to me that young Cassandra is far too young to embark upon such a dangerous venture. Young, but by the time I was her age, I had already completed more than half of my training. And I love the scowl here. And you got no place to talk anyway, Jason. I saw you change the light bulb. The light bulb in your kitchen. She paused. Again, we see the effect of the enchantment placed on Cassandra by the Phantom Stranger. She saw Jason Blood transform from his true form of Etrigan the Demon. But the stranger placed a block in Casey's mind, preventing her from revealing the knowledge to anyone. This is getting us nowhere. I fear if it is your wish that Casey not receive the training I could give her, Helena, then I am bound to honor this. I saw you change a tire. Diana, what are you saying? She was. And so, this is your mother's decision to make, Cassie. I cannot argue with her on this point any more than I would have been allowed to dispute the decision of my own mother when I was your age. But Diana, with your hand still messed up from punching Doomsday, you're in top shape. You're not in top shape to be Wonder Woman. You need Wonder Girl. It's true, my hand has taken longer to heal than I might have expected, especially since the gauntlet of Atlas was multiplying my already not inconsiderable strength and stamina when I broke the final blow in the battle with the false Doomsday. But that is still not sufficient reason for me to go against the wishes of your mother, and Cassie's not taking it very well. So if it is settled, shall we go, Helena? We are close to missing the opening curtain. All right, Jason, I'm sorry for the delay, Diana. I have your word now that you won't allow Cassie to get into any trouble. My word as an Amazon and a Princess of Themyscira. I cannot believe Wonder Woman is the babysitter for this kid. All right. I'm looking forward to this, Jason. It's supposed to be one of the best productions of Hamlet ever staged. The best since the Bard's own time, to be sure, and remind me someday to tell you the true tale of the man who wrote those plays. Cassandra, I can't believe you double-crossed me like that, Diana. You said you'd stand up for me against my mom. I said I would plead your case to Helena, Cassie. I did not say I would go against her desires. Now, I believe Helena said you had some homework to complete before you went to your babysitting job this evening. So she's not babysitting Helena, or Casey. All right. I do not believe this. Here I helped Diana beat Doomsday, the guy who killed Superman, and the moment Mom says no, Diana caves. Some Wonder Woman. Great perspective. John Byrne is such a incredible storyteller. Wow. Just wow. Well, I'm not going to cave. I figured out a way to stop that runaway robot statue the very day Diana and I met back in 105, which I have covered. And then I didn't even have Wonder Girl's powers. I really don't like doing this since it sort of means breaking into Diana's apartment. But I have to prove to Mom and Diana that I can handle myself and be a help against the bad guys. Of course, all of a sudden I'm realizing this kind of depends on some bad guy conveniently turning up somewhere that I can find out about. So I don't think I can count on that happening real soon. So now we're going back in time 2 hours ago. Great. Again, John Byrne, what a storyteller he is. So I says to her, just eat the parts that, hey, what in? So we are in some kind of jail. What the heck happened to the fence? Look at this powder on the ground. It's like a chunk of the fence just disintegrated. What in the blazes could do something like that? Hey, this looks kind of like that scene in Terminator, where the time travel thingy appears and eats a piece of the fence. And so, of course, they don't see that creature behind them from the previous issue. Yeah, well, I don't think Arnold is gonna. And then all of a sudden, as she grabs them and takes, I think she's taking like their life force away. Fools, it has been centuries since I had any prolonged contact with humans, but it would seem their intelligence has increased not one whit in that time. Still, their foolishness serves only to make my task that much easier. I can breach this wall as easily as I did that fence. And she's got some kind of like heat vision like Superman. And if my information is correct, what I seek should be here, leaving no clue as to how the warehouse was broken into and what exactly was taken. Police sources informed that the entire stock of the warehouse was reduced to a fine powder, making the inventory impossible. Yes. So, if you look behind this cityscape, John Byrne, even in the early days, was using his computer to draw. Photoshop had probably just started. It's nothing like it was today, and he would build modeling on his computer and do this. So this is John Byrne using the computer to create these backgrounds. I knew it was a brilliant idea to bring my transistor radio. I haven't been on patrol for more than 10 minutes and already there's a job for Wonder Girl. I better not just drop into the middle of that mess. So far, Wonder Girl has only had one public appearance, and everyone was paying attention to Diana and the Champion than me. So rather than wasting time answering questions, I'll just listen for some of my own. Great. John Byrne is such a master storyteller. No way at all to guess what was taken. Nope. It's like I told the cops. We can even be sure if anything has been stolen. Hardly looked like someone would go to all this effort to break in and mulch everything in here and not take something. What exactly did you have stored in here anyway? They ask. That's not on a need to know list for tonight, officer. In fact, I want you and your men to clear the area immediately. We're clamping a security seal in this whole situation. I don't think so, pal. Whoever did this came in off public streets and most likely left the same way. This makes this guy goes, "Hey, look at this." And Cassie's like, "Where are they going?" "Right over here. Take a look." Footprints, bare footprints. And not only that, they cross just over here and then stop. So whoever left them either backed out of here walking perfectly in his original prints or flew out under his own power. Now we're getting somewhere. If there's a new bad guy in town who can fly, then this is right up my street. Hey, who's that? And so, holy cow, it's Decay. I saw pictures of her in the paper after the first time she fought Diana in Boston. That, okay. And Mike Shore said Decay was one of the quantum clones created by the virtual reanimator that made Doomsday. So, but all those clones were supposed to have gone a splot the same way Doomsday did. And since the real Decay was destroyed in her first battle with Wonder Woman, so Cassie stops her and says, "Just who the heck are you, lady? Who? No, that emblem on your chest, it's a sign of Wonder Woman." And she goes, "That's Wonder Girl to you, prune face," and kicks the whatever it is that she took off her. "That is stolen property, I think." And Decay's like, "No." Holy, as Decay starts falling. And Cassie's like, "I gotta catch her." Sorry, but vertical panels, I'm trying to go up. And so, gotcha, as Cassie grabs. But of course, Decay, what the heck? Touching her made my whole hand go dead, but she was wearing the protective stuff, so it destroyed the glove instead of her hand. But that means I can't catch her. Oh god, oh god, oh god, I killed her. I didn't know she needed that box to be able to fly. And then she goes, "There's nothing I can do for her. The box cracked open on impact. What's this inside it?" It's purring. It's sort of purring, like there's a power source inside, and Decay's like, "Yes." "Insolent child," and she touches her. "This new form I inhibit is very different from the body into which I was born. The first I thought it to be a At first I thought it to be a perfect receptacle for my wandering spirit, homeless since Princess Diana destroyed my original form." You can see again touching her. "But though this body is nearly indestructible, it requires an outside source of energy in order to maintain itself, a source such as this." "That's just because you're just a clone of Decay, ugly. You were created by a virtual reanimator, and according to Mike's score, those clones can only store energy for a limited time. How little you know, mortal. It is true this body is an effigy created by the witchery of science, but the spirit in which dwells within it is that of the Gorgon's child. When this form was conjured into being, I sensed it and moved at once to make it my own." "If you say so, Pruneface, but you're up against the star pitcher for the Holiday School for Young Ladies intramural baseball team." And she tosses that back at her, hitting the box. So she drops it and picks it up. So she, of course, is hurt on her. And so she goes and hides, but trips. And so Cassie's arm is hurt, so she just has to leave it. And there goes Decay. So Wonder Woman is sort of thinking about stuff. Um, and there was some kind of earthquake, and they interrupt it. And according to this guy here, it says that it was a worldwide earthquake, and Earth's mantle shifted about 18 inches. Of course, Wonder Woman says, I would have expected her to come running out of her room after a jolt like that. She goes, Casey, are you there, Casey? And realizes that she's not there, so she flies out. Um, and so Decay is still uh, following her, so she's gonna try to fly off again. Um, and so she feels dizzy. You cannot escape me, child, says Decay. When I first heard this small device might exist and where it would be, I knew it was precisely the thing I needed to solve my problem of my constant energy drains. Your human scientists intended it to be a miniaturized power source for the vessels which your species seek to pierce the vaults of heaven, so like a rocket. And so Casey's trying to make her use up her energy. So and she's like, "Yikes, not that much energy." Um, Look at this. He draws her hair and then the walls, just amazing. Look at this. This dude can draw. Goodness gracious. So the Decay says, "Surrender now, and I promise to you a quick and painless death." Yeah, right. Like being shriveled up like a year old apple would be painless. Very well, she says. You have chosen the form of your death, whelp. Be it on your head. And she grabs her foot and she screams, hollering in pain. Um, and so Decay starts to work on her, but suddenly, boom, here comes Wonder Woman. And Cassie's falling. And she catches her. Um, I will have to, hardly, Cassie, I will have to explain to your mother. Fortunately, the increased stamina granted by the Gauntlet of Atlas will allow you to quickly recover. But Diana, she's the clone Mike saw. Perfect. A double victory for a single battle. And she um, uses like fire that comes out from her. And it kind of disintegrates. She says, my plan works. She's almost out of power. And so stay here, Wonder Girl. And awesome. Just she's not even in costume this issue. I don't know if you guys have noticed. And still makes her look like a total badass. So um I do not know what you have done to diminish Decay's power, but I know what I must do. And she just hurls right through her, breaking her into just all these pieces. If you are truly the spirit of the demon Decay in this form, you will present a greater challenge than did the clones of Flash, Sinestro, and Doomsday. And she goes, what are you doing, Diana? Why don't you smush her like you did Doomsday? Doomsday was merely a construct, Cassandra. Decay is a wandering spirit, apparently able to migrate from one unliving form to another. But as long as the form is not completely destroyed, she will be trapped inside its parts, unable to reassemble them as they are kept separated. Now you must now you must tell me what you did uh, to so weaken Decay. Well, that was really easy. When I figured out how she was getting her power, I switched my transistor radio to this gizmo she stole. Then it was just a case of waiting for her power to run out. You took a great chance, Cassie. If I had not arrived when I did, as she picks up the pieces. Now you sound like my mom again, Diana. She's always getting on my case for things that might have happened. When you did arrive when you so did. And she goes, perhaps we should discuss this at a greater length later. And so Wonder Woman picks up a couple barrels. For now, it is time to contain these fragments of decay so that the police can take care of them. Yeah, right. I would send it to the JLA. So, she gets her to her babysitting job, and so, um, she says, "Hi, I'm Casey Sandsmeyer. Thank goodness I was beginning to think you weren't coming. I hope you don't mind. My neighbor asked if she could look after her little boy too. Not a problem. One kid or two. I found it doesn't make much of a difference." And she says, "Well, we'll get along just fine." And so, thus ends our issue here. So, Wonder Woman 113, written and drawn by John Byrne. Um, Hope you liked it. Just look at this beautiful art. John Byrne is so good. So, um, absolutely love his art. I hope his videos actually get pretty good playlists. So, I will be continuing this run. So, like and subscribe, and thanks for listening.